And now you're going to see another talented performer, this time from the performing arts community itself. He is Scott Seidl, our brand new executive and artistic director of the Augusta Players. Scott, congratulations on the job and welcome to Augusta.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. We've been looking forward to it all summer long. It's nice to finally be here and getting our feet on the ground and getting to work.
Well, I know that you and your wife have been excited about it, and I know that y'all have both taken a special effort to honor Debbie Ballas and her 2 decades of service as your predecessor. Big shoes to fill. Debbie did such a great job, but if you glance at the Scott Seidl resume, you've got the big feet to fill them. This has been your life's work, right?
I've been at it for a while. This is my 40th year working professionally in the theater industry. I've been really fortunate, really blessed.
Well, when you say in the theater industry, you mean all aspects, from backstage at a performance to being a playwright yourself, right? And the whole gamut.
You know, that's the thing about the industry. If you're going to make a living in it, the more you can do, the more often you're employed.
Oh, yeah.
And so we always try to stay employed. And I started my life in the arts as an educator at a private school, and so you learn to do everything because you have to. You know, you're running a school theater program, and so you learn about lighting and you learn about sound in addition to directing and teaching those skills to your students. So it was an amazing training ground. I did that for 14 years before I kind of started over out in the world outside of the city I grew up in. And so I've been pretty fortunate to have great educators myself and then become one as well and learn a lot about every aspect of the industry. I think it's one of the things that makes me hopefully a really great fit for what's happening here in Augusta.
Well, I'm sure that it will, and I can only ask you this question when you're new because your perspective is great right now, but how do we look to new folks? How does our performing arts community appear during your job interview? Is it something where there are things that are lacking that you hope to fill? Or are we moving along pretty well right now?
It's definitely the latter. You know, I started the interview process back in November of 2016.
Wow.
And it went all the way into May of 2017. So it was a long process. To the Augusta Players' credit, they put a lot of time and effort into taking the search very seriously and spending a lot of time vetting potential candidates. And the final interview for me was sitting with Debbie Ballas at a final dress rehearsal of their production of Beauty and the Beast last spring. And I was blown away. You know, I've seen that show a lot. I've got friends that have been on the national tour. And you hear it a lot from local audiences that show's as good as it is on Broadway. It really was.
And you notice every detail.
Completely. I was blown away by the attention to detail of every aspect of the production, from wigs and makeup and costumes to the scenic, the sound. Every portion of that show could run on a professional stage. It was exceptional. I'm a little speechless because I'm still so impressed. And that's on top of the exceptional performances that were happening. The talent base in Augusta is really also kind of mind-boggling. Just last weekend were the Augie Awards, which is kind of the Augusta Player version of the Tonys. And cast members from all of last season's shows did kind of revival performances of their performances in those productions. And again, I was blown away by the amount of talent on that stage and in this city.
I don't want to ask an unfair question by getting you to preview the upcoming season, considering you're just starting your new job, but is it too early to look at the upcoming season and what we can expect from the Augusta Players?
Oh, not at all, not at all. You know, Oliver, the opening show, which is such a great classic, is already in rehearsal. They started weeks ago, long before I came to town. Debbie's done an amazing job in getting Richard Justice, who has been involved with the Players for, I don't want to give away his age, but for a long time.
For a long time.
At one point, he was actually the artistic director of the organization, and he's doing a tremendous job with that show. A Christmas Carol comes up on December 8th.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, and that's become, from what I understand, kind of an Augusta family tradition, and I'm excited to be around for that. And Debbie's directing that show.
Wow.
And so it's going to be exceptional. And then I finally get to get my feet wet with Sister Act, which is, it's a show that's so exciting. I don't know if anyone in town's had a chance to hear that score, but you can't help but smile as you listen to that score and get to live that story through the performance on stage. And then after that is this amazing family classic, The Little Mermaid, and it's the area premiere of that show. I don't think anyone in this part of the country has done it before, so we're excited to be able to be putting Disney's The Little Mermaid on stage.
Well, when you start doing things like The Little Mermaid and you start doing these firsts for our region, is it your expectation that you're going to get recognized outside of Augusta, that the Augusta Players are going to be known far and wide.
Most definitely. Actually, just this morning, the Augusta Players appeared on BroadwayWorld.com.
Wow.
The production of Oliver is getting noticed there, so it's happening already, and we're really excited about that. I think that the Augusta Players has a tremendous reputation within the city already. I mean, that's kind of how I noticed it. My wife's from the Atlanta area, and we were talking with folks there, and they said, you should check out Augusta. But I think that we're going to hear more about the Augusta Players on a larger regional and eventually a national level.
What do you need from your new community from either a fundraising standpoint or just a support standpoint otherwise? What can the community do to help you with the Augusta Players?
Well, I think there are two things. One of our goals is to open our arms a little wider and get more people involved across all demographics, across all age groups and ethnicities. I'm really excited to do that across the entire county and even reaching over across the river into North Augusta. And some of the shows that we're doing lend themselves to that already. I'm really excited to see the folks that come out for Sister Act. And then in addition to that, in addition to getting more folks involved, it costs money to do shows. And
Sure.
so fundraising and looking at kind of the business model of the organization is also something that we're going to be diving into. We've got some really exciting new things happening across the year in terms of looking at some new fundraising ideas and ways of approaching that. And I think, Nick was saying earlier that the city's on the verge of this growth.
Yeah.
And I think the Augusta Players are poised to be part of that growth, and we're really excited about that.
Where can we see your performances?
The Imperial Theater downtown is the home for all of our main stage shows, so that would include Oliver and Christmas Carol and Sister Act and Little Mermaid in the spring. And then the junior players move around a little bit more, and so you can find their locations on the website at augustaplayers.org. They're doing Once on This Island, which opens in November. They're already in rehearsal as well.
And in the few seconds we have left, I know that not everybody watching the Means Report right now is perhaps as gifted as others when it comes to stage performances. Is there a talent threshold that you have to meet to even be considered for one of your performances, or is anybody welcome?
Well, anybody and everybody is welcome, and everyone
Anybody
should
can audition.
Yes, everybody should audition.
Yeah.
That just makes everything better. The more people that come into the room, the better. And the audition process itself, hopefully, is an exciting and fun process. I have been fortunate to work all over the country, and auditions don't have to be scary. And we're going to do our best to make sure that people are having a good time there. But in addition to acting, there are so many other ways that you can get involved in the show at any.
That's a great point. Like you've done your whole life.
I've been pretty busy with that.
Well, I know that you're going to stay busy with the Augusta Players, and on behalf of the entire community, welcome here. We're glad you're leading the way.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Scott Seidl, the executive and artistic director of the Augusta Players. Go check out their performances, some exciting ones upcoming. And as he mentioned, go to AugustaPlayers.org to find out more. You can also call 706-826-4707. Hard to believe the curtain goes up in just a few short weeks.